We bring you the news from NHK World Radio Japan at 8 p.m. Japan time on Sunday, June 4th. I'm Hirokazu Sakamaki.
And I'm Yuka Matsumoto.
In our top stories, British police say the death toll from the terror attacks in central London has risen to 7.
Japan's defense minister says she has agreed with her Asian counterparts that pressure rather than dialogue is currently needed to deal with North Korea.
And Chinese authorities have tightened security around Tiananmen Square in Beijing on the 28th anniversary of the violent crackdown on pro-democracy protesters. Now the news in detail. British police say the death toll from the terror attacks in central London has risen to 7. 48 others are being treated in hospitals. Prime Minister Theresa May convened an emergency security meeting on Sunday morning in response to the attacks overnight. A van hit pedestrians on London Bridge on Saturday night. A short while later, men attacked people with knives at nearby Borough Market and restaurants in the neighborhood. Police say officers shot dead all 3 male suspects. Investigators are trying to identify the suspects and looking for their motives and possible collaborators. The attacks occurred in a major tourist spot near Tower Bridge and St. Paul Cathedral. Police have cordoned off wide areas. The government raised its terror alert to the maximum level in the wake of the suicide bombing at a pop concert in Manchester last month, but the level was lowered 4 days after the attack. Britain is to hold a snap general election on Thursday. The ruling Conservative Party and the main opposition Labour Party both suggest that they will temporarily suspend their campaigning. Attention is on how the latest attacks will affect the election outcome.
Japan's Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida has condemned Saturday's terrorist attack in London. Kishida on Sunday expressed his deep condolences to the families of the victims and sympathy for the wounded. He described the attack as a dirty act of terror that shouldn't have happened. He expressed Japan's solidarity with Britain.
Japan's defense minister says she has agreed with her Asian counterparts that pressure rather than dialogue is currently needed to deal with North Korea. Tomomi Inada spoke to reporters in Singapore after the Shangri-La Dialogue, an international security conference, ended on Sunday. Inada held a trilateral meeting with the South Korean and U.S. defense chiefs on Saturday and had separate talks with her New Zealand and Malaysian counterparts on Sunday. Referring to the threat from North Korea, Inada said she wants China to play a significant role in securing regional peace and stability.
Chinese authorities have tightened security around Tiananmen Square in Beijing on the 28th anniversary of the violent crackdown on pro-democracy protesters. On June 4, 1989, the Chinese military opened fire on students and citizens who had gathered in the area. The government announced 319 fatalities, but many more people are believed to have been killed. Beijing maintains the official position that reviewing the incident is unnecessary. On Sunday morning, a number of police officers and law enforcement vehicles were seen in and around the square. An NHK camera crew was stopped by plainclothes police officers as they headed toward the subway station where a lot of people are believed to have been killed or injured. The officers told the crew that shooting video is not permitted there and they should leave the area. China's new cybersecurity law took effect on Thursday. It is designed to tighten regulations on internet communications. The law will require internet service providers to delete information that is deemed illegal. The Chinese Communist Party is preparing for a key party congress later this year when a major leadership reshuffle is expected. President Xi Jinping and other leaders are apparently trying to prevent criticism of the party and the government from spreading.
Taiwan's president has urged the Chinese government to promote democracy on the 28th anniversary of the deadly crackdown in Tiananmen Square. Tsai Ing-wen posted a comment on her Facebook page on Sunday. She said, "The biggest gap between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait is democracy and freedom." She said, "The Beijing authorities can add new meaning to the 1989 incident if they are willing to take a step forward." She said Taiwan wants to share the experience of the transition to democracy with China. Tsai also referred to Lee Min-ja, a former official of Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party and a human rights activist. Lee was detained by the Chinese authorities for alleged subversion during a visit to China in March. Tsai called on Beijing to carefully deal with the case in a civilized manner and to allow Lee to return home.
You are listening to NHK World Radio Japan from Tokyo. Japanese cellist Yuya Okamoto has won second prize in one of the world's most prestigious music contests. France's Victor Julien Laferrière placed first in the Queen Elizabeth competition in Brussels. 12 cellists advanced to the final, which ended on Saturday. 22-year-old Okamoto from Tokyo is currently studying at the University of Music and Performing Arts Munich in Germany. He said he tried to express himself not to think about an award. He said he's pleased with the result and wants to pursue his own style of music. The competition is regarded as one of the world's top music contests alongside the Tchaikovsky and Chopin piano competitions.
People are flocking to a facility in Hokkaido, northern Japan, to see what's believed to be the largest ever entire skeletal body of a dinosaur found in Japan. The fossil is said to be 8 meters long from head to tail, with a waist height of about 3.5 meters. It was discovered in Mukawa Town, southern Hokkaido. The fossil, known as Mukawa Dragon, was shown to public for the first time on Sunday at a community center in the town. Many visitors seemed surprised at its size. Some people said the fossil looks as if it were about to move. Outside the venue, local groups sold souvenirs, including T-shirts with the design of the fossil, in the hope of rejuvenating the economy using the dinosaur's popularity.
About 2,500 people in samurai gear and other costumes paraded through Kanazawa City on the Sea of Japan coast on Saturday. The parade was the main event at the annual Hyakumangoku Festival, which commemorates the 16th century warlord Maeda Toshiie. The festival began on Friday. The procession reenacted Toshiie entering Kanazawa Castle. A popular actor and actress played the warlord and his wife. Organizers say this year's parade drew about 410,000 spectators. And that was the news from NHK World Radio Japan in Tokyo. I'm Yuka Matsumoto.
And I'm Hirokazu Sakamaki.
Please stay tuned.